Hi there, welcome to our first ever aquaponics test site that we built. Literally, well, I didn't build, Yuli and Mr. Ronnie built over 6 months through Skype calls. And first they started with this system here, the NFT system, with limited resources. I guess Ronnie was saying that this plastic here was cracking along the way. You can see there's some cracks. But this is what, the fourth or fifth cropping that you planted?
It's the fourth.
Fourth one. So this is pak choy?
Yes, it is a pak choy.
So you can see, we're not sure where the snails are coming from. That's a good question for Aaron. I'm going to ask him. But we have snails in our roots, which I don't know if they're just eating algae or the roots, but
I think it's the algae.
we'll see. So yeah, so this is bok choy. This is pak choy or bok choy?
Pak choy.
Pak choy, which is a Chinese
Pak choy.
pek chai, which is like our Canadian bok choy. Yeah, this is only what, 1 week old? 2 weeks planted and 1 week's in the system.
It is already just 8 days from we planted in this pipe.
Right, so 2 weeks in the seedling and 1 week in the system.
Yep.
So this system's about 6 or 7 months old. On this side here we have what we switched from was the NFT system to the fill and drain, or the rock bed, or there's so many different ways of calling this, but this is flooding and draining, what, 6 times or 4 times an hour?
4 times an hour.
So how old are these tomato plants?
They were planted May.
So May they were planted, and they took a while, right, to produce? Because you can see, if you look up, you can see we don't have a huge amount of sun coverage here. Only about 4 to 5, maybe 6 hours a day at the most. But you can see these ones here on this side, Ronnie was saying, are just from the this is from a sucker, but you can see how far down it's already creating fruit, as opposed to these ones which grew, 10 feet high or 14 feet high, and then the fruit ends up being behind you, Becky, and on the ends here. So you can see as we start off the suckers and everything. Once they start producing fruit, Ronnie, then you can take off all the leaves, right? So we did a test here. If you back up, Becky, I don't know if you can. We did a test, right, Ronnie? This is with the clay pebbles.
Oh yeah.
Did it produce better or the same?
I think it is probably the same.
The same, yeah. Which you can see here's, how many hands is that? 1 hand? 2 hands?
2 hands.
Yeah, so then if you turn around, this is kind of, this is a very cool thing, because in the valley we're in, they're known for their strawberries. So it's the La Trinidad will send a lot of the strawberries around the country. So they started planting them here in the NFT system. Even though they're drowning, almost drowning, too much water, you can see they're producing. So do you mind if I try this one?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I've been waiting 6 months for this, so I'm gonna take a bite. So good. You wanna try some? Oh, so nice. So you can see just by the sun, you can see as it gets gradually lower, things don't grow as well, just because of, obviously, we have a canopy here, but the sun is just not strong enough. But it just shows you how simple aquaponics is for growing things, even with the low light sunlight. And as you can see, our fish down there, they were all fingerlings. I don't know if you can see them, but they're all look like 6 inches maybe. 10 inches. So takes about a year. Still shy. I can see the plecostomus down there. So I put some plecostomus in there because they eat the algae. Because it's open, there was a lot of algae, but it seems like they're still eating, which is good. So I think that's about it. Oh yeah, we did do a test over here, or Ronnie did a test, and Yuli did a test with the buckets as opposed to fill and drain. And these are just constant, kind of a style of a Dutch bucket. But it's a constant flow, they don't fill and drain. And did they produce the same, Ronnie?
with the tomatoes.
They did.
Yes, yes.
And we did have cucumbers here at one point, and they grew very well. But in here, did you have over here? So these are just sitting in water, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Before you can prepare them.
And you can see, Becky, you can get in there. Look at the root system. Unbelievable.
And these two buckets here, this is a pure water, and the other one is with rock. But you can see with the pure water, with lots of fruits, and it performed also well. Same with this.
Is it producing the same?
Yeah.
So it seems like there's a lot of debates out there about different types of media, whether no media or not, or clay pebbles. But if you can see, if you add nutrients to the system, it seems like anything will grow. The one reason why I don't like these pebbles, and I know it's becoming popular that people aren't getting these, is because they're so porous that they're too porous, and things get in there and it becomes anaerobic, which allows for things to rot, and it can become anaerobic, which means oxygen isn't getting to your plants, which means they won't grow as fast. So you can see this root system. Look at this. Somebody's gonna have to take that out, pick all those off, or replace these. But with the rocks, you can literally pull this out of the rocks, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't grab on the rocks, and you're back in action. But wow, what a root system on these. So how long will you have with these, Ronnie, once these fruit come off?
No, I think I will just leave it for now because the new suckers are bearing another flowers. So wait for them.
So here's a
Fresh one.
beautiful tomato, but how big should this be? That size?
No, those are the medium size now. We already picked one the first fruit.
Okay, and how much bigger than this one would it be?
I think it's good. Double the size.
But if I eat this, is it true the smaller the tastier?
No, it's the same, I think.
I don't like tomatoes, by the way.
It's grand.
But this is so good. Mmm. Yeah, it's very crunchy, very sweet. So that's a tour of our test site. These guys put in hours and hours and hours of testing and working, and it's so cool to be here and see it. Thank you for joining us, and look forward to our next videos with our actual greenhouse that has proper sunlight. And what we'll be doing is, actually I'll take you over there real quick before I say goodbye, to the floating raft system, which is what we'll be using the majority in our new greenhouse.
Hi Ming, this is Ron's wife. Hi.
So we found that people have tested, and we've tested, that this floating raft system is one of the most simple ways to grow pretty much anything: tomatoes, cucumbers, lettuce. So you can see here, we just lift this gently. You can see these are only been here a week, but you can see the root system. Now we don't have a lot of air. You can kind of see the bubbling there. It's very important to get oxygen to the roots all the time, constantly getting oxygen. So in our new system, we'll have a regenerative air blower, and every 4 feet we'll have a Pentair air stone. And lastly, I guess this is some testing of bell peppers here on the left-hand side.
We already have one in the rack.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
How old is this one? Yeah,
It's 2 weeks old in the rack.
2 weeks. You can see inside there.
You can see the roots. They are just
You
starting.
can see the aphids in there. See?
Yeah, there are some aphids now. We need to use some cocoa vinegar
Yeah.
or something.
This is nice. Okay, thanks for joining us. Catch you again.